Hey everyone, I just want to talk about the concept of deep calculation because many people who want to learn chess have a perception that you need to be able to calculate like 30 moves ahead and with exact precision, and that this is something that if they can't do it, then they shouldn't be playing chess. Well, this is just strictly not true. And so first I want to talk a little bit about accuracy and precision. So back when I was teaching group classes regularly before I started my PhD, I made this diagram in class in Paint, and as you can see, I'm quite the artist. So there are these two concepts of accuracy and precision, which people usually talk about in statistics, but it applies well in chess as well. So there's two groups of arrows here on this target. It's like someone was shooting a bow and putting the arrows onto the target. So there's a group that's clustered tightly together on the top left, and there's a group that, they're all kind of close to the center, but they're spread out on the other side, or just generally around the bullseye. So the first group on the left, the tight group, is precise. Precise means that all of your attempts are pretty close together. You're consistent. That's precision. And accuracy means close to the middle. So in chess, you want to be very precise. You also want to be very accurate. Ideally, you could have both. All of your attempts to find the best move should be close to the best move, and you should be able to do it consistently all the time. So here, neither of the groups is really your optimal situation in chess, but it does demonstrate the difference between accuracy and precision. But let's talk about precision for a second. Consistency is another problem. Let's just talk about how close we can get to the actual best move. And this brings up another one of those meme paint drawings that I did in my group classes back in the day when I was working with kids a lot. And so this is one of my drawings that I did in Paint. And this is a X versus Y kind of plot. And we have the number of half moves ahead on the X-axis at the bottom. So this means my move and then your move would be like 2. Okay, so that means 2 half moves, 1 full move in chess notation. So that'll be like down here by the 2. And the accuracy on the y-axis is how close you can get in practice to the best move in the position. So this is sort of a graph that's visualizing how well you can actually do a deep calculation, which is what I wanted to talk about today. So if you want to look just 1 move ahead, you could do that really quite easily, because 1 move, basically you look at the board and all the legal moves, that's what you see. That's 1 half move of calculation. If you follow my video about identifying all the legal moves, you're guaranteed to at least see the best move. Recognizing that it is the best move is harder, but you're guaranteed to at least see it if it's at that very, very shallow depth of calculation. Now, if we go to depth 2, this means anticipating your move and your opponent's move. You should be able to do that reasonably well too, because it's a little tricky to visualize your move plus their move, because they might gain or lose some moves that are possible depending on what you did. But it's right there on the board for you to see. But as you can see, there's this exponential drop in your accuracy as you go to higher depths. I didn't even bother going past 10, which is like 5 full moves in this example. And this is not just my opinion. This is like a very real psychological thing. There have been studies on this, that it's very, very difficult in a position that has many, many options and nothing is forced to see ahead more than just a couple of moves. And this is really with best play. Even for the strongest players in the world, it can be quite difficult to calculate even like a 3-move variation if the position is of a certain character. And almost 100% of the time, I would say that the position is such that this kind of calculation is not doable. What I want to clarify, though, is that the situations in which you can do this kind of deep dive are, 1, positions where you have done your opening preparation or your endgame preparation, where you know the position by heart because you put a lot of effort into learning that position. So you've done your homework. In those positions you can play perfectly, and to quite a deep depth you can know what to do. But also in positions where you play a move and your opponent has only 1 move that's possible, or only one move that makes sense. In positions like that, you can actually calculate quite deep lines. Even when I was relatively new to chess, I was able to calculate some long combinations because my visualization was pretty good and my opponent didn't have any options after my move. In situations like that, yeah, you should look deeply, but only if you know for sure that your opponent only has a limited set of options that you can analyze. So that being said, since even for the best players in the world, it's not possible to accurately see very, very deeply into the game unless you've already prepared that kind of position, or if it's very forcing, then there's no obligation for people who are learning how to play chess for the first time to be able to try to do the same thing. So even if you can accurately see 2 or 3 moves ahead in a position that is not forced, that is good enough. That's to your benefit. Even seeing accurately like 2 moves ahead, perfectly fine. So I just wanted to explain this psychological aspect of chess, the limitations of people as opposed to computers, and what kinds of positions you can actually do a deep calculation in. So I hope you guys can enjoy some chess, knowing that you don't necessarily need to calculate that deeply to play reasonably well. And I hope you'll check out my other videos about how to improve. Until next time, take care.